Today we're going to be practicing another day of our standard algorithm. Our next two note pages, at least for me, are 35 and 36. Make sure you label your next two page numbers. And we are working on the same lesson title, but day 2. Module 3, lesson 29, standard algorithm, day 2. Take a moment to fill in your table of contents, even pause this video if you need, and then let's get going. And here we go with our next problem today. Today is all about practicing and getting more comfortable with it. You'll notice that your numbers are even a little bit larger than last time. So let's get going with our top corner. 1 times 7. Remember, we always start with the ones place and move up our place value. 1 times 7 is 7, because anything times 1 is itself. I don't have any numbers to regroup in this box, so I'm just going to move along to my next place value. 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. I'm going to leave the number 1, and I'm going to regroup the two 10s in 21. Remember that whatever I regroup, I'm going to add to the next place value that I multiply. So for the hundreds, I have 1 times 7. Again, 1 times 7 is 7, but I'm not going to write 7 down here. I have to remember to add this too. 7 plus 2 more equals 9. Remember, after you add what you've regrouped, cross it out so you don't use it again. Next, I'm going to go over to 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35. I'm going to put the 5 in my next place value, and since I have nowhere else to regroup, no other place values to multiply to, I'm going to leave the 3 in 35 behind. 1, 2, 3, whee! 35, 917. Let's practice it again with 3,851 times 3. Starting with our ones place. 1 times 3 is 3. I have nothing to regroup with 3. It's just 3 ones, so I'll continue. 5 times 3 equals 15. I'm going to leave behind the 5 and 15 and regroup the number 1. 8 times 3 equals 24. 24 plus 1 more equals 25. I crossed out the 1 so that I don't use it again. I'm going to regroup the number 2. 3 times 3 equals 9. 9 plus 2 more equals 11. 1, 2, 3, whee! 11,553. I bet you're getting more comfortable with this, aren't you? Let's practice the next one. 6,003 times 9, and I'm noticing we're face to face with some of these zeros. Let's start with our ones. 9 times 3 equals 27. Regroup my 2. 0 times 9 is 0 because anything times 0 equals 0. 0 plus 2 more equals 2. 0 times 9 is still 0. I have nothing to regroup with the number 0, so I'm going to continue to my next math fact. 6 times 9, which equals 54. I'm going to leave behind 4 ones. Since I have nowhere else to regroup, I'll put the 5 and 54 right in front. 1, 2, 3, whee! And let's move on to our next problem. 4 times 7 equals 28. I'm going to leave behind 8 ones and and regroup my two tens. 3 times 7 equals 21. But don't forget to add the 2 that you've regrouped. 21 plus 2 equals 23. Now I'm going to move on to my hundreds place value. 2 times 7. 2 times 7 equals 14. And 14 plus 2 more equals 16. Leave behind your 6. Regroup your 1. Lots of numbers to regroup this time. 5 times 7 equals 35. 35 plus 1 more equals 36. Since I have nowhere else to regroup my 3, I'm going to put both my 3 and my 6 down below. 1, 2, 3. Whee! Like I said, today is all about practice, practice, practice. So let's flip to the next page of your notes and let's try and see if we can accomplish some large numbers now. Let's challenge ourselves with some 10,000s and 100,000s. Even though the numbers are larger, it's still the same procedure. Start with your ones and work your way up. 2 times 8 equals 16. Leave behind your 6. Regroup your 1. Here's a familiar math fact. 2 times 8 is again 16, but don't forget you have to add what you've regrouped. 16 plus 1 more equals 17. 4 times 8 equals 32. 32 plus 1 more is 33. Leave behind your 3 ones. Regroup your 3 tens and 33. 3 times 8 equals 24. Let's add 3 more to 24. 25, 26, 27. 2 times 8, wow, it's a math fact, we've done a lot this time, equals 16, but we can't forget this other 2. 16 plus 2 more equals 18. Since I have no more place values to regroup to, I'm going to write the entire number 18 below. 1, 2, 3, whee! Let's practice one more today. Oh, I almost forgot to cross out this 2 after I added it. Silly me. 3 times 4 is, I hope you said 12 in your brain. Leave behind 2 ones and carry over your 110. 2 times 4 is 8. We can't forget to add 1 more. 8 plus 1 equals 9. Let's go to the next place value. I had nothing to regroup, so we've got an empty box here. 7 times 4 equals 28. Let's leave behind our 8 ones and regroup our 2 tens. A math fact we're familiar with, 7 times 4 again is 28. But let's add 2 more. 28, 29, 30. Zero times 4, well, anything times 0 is 0. 0 times 4 equals 0. 0 plus 3 more equals 3. I have nothing to regroup with the number 3, so I'm going to keep going with my next math fact. 1 times 4. Anything times 1 is itself. One group of 4 equals 4. 1, 2, 3, whee! Let's get some more practice in our problem set.